Hey, how's everyone doing today? It is day 4. We are in the middle of the week. Oh, we're halfway there. So, anyways, yeah, it's good day. Sun's out here in Phoenix. The sun's always out here in Phoenix, so you should move here to Phoenix. Anyway, so today's proverb is from Proverbs 9. Now, I wanted to do something a little different today. I'm going to compare a section of Proverbs 9 to another section of Proverbs 9. Okay? So, it's all in Proverbs 9, but the first part to the last part. So the first part, this is about wisdom, as most of Proverbs is, and it's Proverbs 9, 1 through 6. So, wisdom has built her house. She has hewn out her 7 pillars. She has slaughtered her meat. She has mixed her wine. She has also furnished her table. She's ready to party, right? She has sent out her maidens. She cries out from the highest places of the city, "Whoever is simple, let him turn here." As for him who lacks understanding, she says to him, "Come, eat of my bread, and drink of the wine I have mixed. Forsake foolishness and live, and go in the way of understanding." So wisdom, she has the feast ready. She has the food, the drink, the table's furnished, and she sends out her maidens to go find people, and then she goes to the highest parts of the city and she cries out, if you're simple, come here. If you lack understanding, come, eat and drink of what I have, because this is understanding, and forsake all the foolish ways, and you can live, right? So that this is what wisdom is doing right now. Now, the second part of Proverbs 9 in verse 13, starting in verse 13, it says, "A foolish woman is clamorous. She is simple and knows nothing, for she sits at the door of her house on a seat by the highest places of the city." What? The highest places of the city? "To call to those who pass by, who go straight on their way. Whoever is simple, let him turn here." Whoa, let's pause. Didn't wisdom just say that? Isn't wisdom sitting at the highest places of the city, saying, "Whoever's simple, let him turn here"? And now we have this foolish woman sitting at the highest parts of the city, places of the city, saying, "Whoever is simple, let him turn here." Oh, oh, this is false wisdom. This is false wisdom right here, right? Let's continue. A counterfeit wisdom, I should say. A counterfeit wisdom. "And as for him who lacks understanding," she says to him, because remember, wisdom said, "Whoever lacks understanding, come eat of my bread and drink of my wine that I have mixed. Forsake foolishness and live." Now listen to this. This is what the foolish woman says. "As for him who lacks understanding," she says to him, "stolen water is sweet, and bread eaten in secret is pleasant. But he does not know that the dead are there, that her guests are in the depths of hell." I see dead people. Okay, so this brings two things to mind. The first being the parable of the wedding feast, right? So Yeshua was talking about this king, and he says the kingdom of this is if you want to follow along, this is in Matthew 22. So Yeshua said, talking about the parable, and he says, "The kingdom of heaven is like a certain king who arranged a marriage for his son, and sent out his servants to call those who were invited to the wedding, and they were not." Similar to that proverb, right? And they were not. Wait, sorry. He sent out sent out his servants to call those who were invited to the wedding, but they were not willing to come. Again, he sent out servants, saying, "Tell those who are invited, see, I have prepared my dinner. My ox and fattened cattle are killed, and things are ready. Come to the wedding. We're about to grub, son. It's about to go down, right? Come, come, come. Partake of this. But they made light of it and went their ways. One to his farm, another to his business. So they were like, they couldn't be bothered. They were like, whatever. And they're like, I gotta go make that Skrilla, right? And so they left, and it wasn't like they hated the king. They were just like, whatever. And they were indifferent to him, basically, and his requests. Okay. The rest of the people, the rest of us, and the rest seized his servants and treated them spitefully and killed them. But this would be like Facebook or Twitter. Sorry. Right. So, okay. So, but when the king heard about it, he was furious. Why wouldn't he be, right? And so he sent out his armies. He destroyed those murderers and burned up their city. Then he said to his servants, the wedding is ready, but those who were invited were not worthy. Therefore, go into the highways, and as many as you find, invite to the wedding. Just start inviting people. Just say, hey, we got stuff, right? So those servants went out. So those servants went out to the highways and gathered together all whom they found, both bad and good. And the wedding hall was filled with guests. But when the king came to see the guests, he saw a man who did not have a wedding garment. So he said to him, friend, how did you come in here without a wedding garment? The dude was like, I just picture it, like everyone's staring at him. He's got like a soup spoon, right? And he's like, soup's like dripping down. He's like, But anyways, he was speechless. Then the king said to the servants, bind him hand and foot, take him away, cast him into the outer darkness. There will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. For many are called, but few are chosen. You need to come when you're invited. If you receive an invitation to feast with the king, you need to take that seriously. Once the party starts, though, there are no takebacks. There are no just kiddings. You're not going to be able to sneak in. He's going to know. And if you don't accept the call from wisdom, you're going to be stranded. You're going to be dining with the foolish woman and not even realizing who her guests are. I see dead people. Okay, so the second thing, so I mentioned two things that this makes me think of. The second thing that it makes me think of is the Last Supper, right? Yeshua is with his disciples. This one is from Luke 22, and it says, he took the bread, and he gave thanks and broke it, and gave it to them, saying, this is my body, which is given for you. Do this in remembrance of me. Likewise, he also took the cup after supper, saying, this cup is the new covenant in my blood, which is shed for you. We are to partake of Yeshua. When we accept the invitation of wisdom, we partake of Yeshua, and he is the son of the king who is throwing the wedding feast. It's all connected. If we reject that call from wisdom, we won't be partaking of Yeshua. We'll be partaking of stolen goods, i.e. Cults, false religions, feel-good pastors, and branches of Christianity that say there are no consequences to sin, philosophies that claim there are multiple ways into the wedding feast. These people will not be dining there. They reject wisdom's call. They reject his commandments. They reject his ways. They reject him. And as a result, they will be cast into outer darkness, and there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Believe that. And this is the message that I have for you today. Be blessed. Peace.